Hello and welcome to Mystic Moonstone's weekly video angel card reading. The duration for this reading is the 4th of May through to the 10th of May. See, I didn't say April, did quite well there. It's always hard, isn't it, when months change. Okay, so let's see what the angels have in store for us this week. And at the end of this, I will also pull out a name of someone who gets a little one card reading. Okay, like we did last week. Okay, our first card is Archangel Jeremiah, and it's the card of awakening. Quite often when Archangel Jeremiah comes in around us, he helps us to look back over a situation, reflect over something, just see what things that have been coming in and how we can actually use them to progress forward. As I said in a recent angel card reading on page, it's not always about moving forward as in taking big leaps and bounds forward. Sometimes it's just about being comfortable where you're at and not feeling like you're looking over your shoulder all the time or you're worrying about anything. So sometimes the awakening can actually be a grounding situation where, you know, you look back but only to see how far you've come and to realise that you're in a much better position than you was maybe a few months previously. Okay, so that first card is Archangel Jeremiah coming in and just really sort of helping you to look back over things, but in a merciful way, you know, not judging yourself. You know, sometimes we're too judgmental, and when that happens, it limits our life in so many ways. So let's have a look at an influence card and see what's coming up here. And you know, we've just been speaking about limiting and being too judgmental, and the card that's come up is the Angel of Self-Worth. Now, when this card comes up, it's about linking in with your intuition to actually get a proper sense of who you are. Okay, so the card says you are currently undervaluing yourself and it's time to regain your self-worth. So the beginning of this week is all about looking back, seeing how far you've come, seeing, you know, maybe you've had some really big challenges, but you know, you face those challenges face on, and because you face those challenges, you're going to get through them. Okay, so lots of positive energy coming in at the beginning of the week from Archangel Jeremiah. Okay, so let's see what we have midweek. Midweek we have Archangel Azrael. As I was saying, readings, don't worry when an Archangel Azrael comes up. I know he's the angel who comes around people when they're taking their transitions, and he also comes around people who are mourning. But the thing to remember about Archangel Azrael is he is the angel of counsellors, and sometimes he comes around us as an angelic counsellor just to help us. And this card is about surrendering. There's lots of green in this card, so it's about linking in with the heart. So maybe your heart is hurting over something, maybe you've gone through some kind of anguish, some kind of sorrow, maybe you are mourning, but this card is about just accepting it and honouring how you feel, surrendering to what's happening and just going with the flow. And when you do that, you'll find a lovely golden path opening up in front of you, with opportunities coming along the way and just a sense of well-being. Okay, so this is a nice card, and it's one of my favourites with the Archangel Azrael cards. Okay, always uplifting, never down, this one. Okay. And also the dove in it can be symbolic that if you follow your path, you'll find love at the end of that path as well. So something happening midweek that will lead you onto that path. Okay, let's have a look at influence. Oh, some cards getting sticky. Ah, okay, we was talking about love. And we've got the card of sexuality. Now, the interesting thing about the card of sexuality, it's not just what's on the card. It goes a little bit deeper, and to be comfortable with our sexuality, we have to be comfortable with ourselves. It doesn't matter what shape, size, age, anything. It's about being comfortable with the person within. It doesn't matter what gender. You know, nothing matters. Sexuality is about you being comfortable with who you are. You being able to look in the mirror and instead of looking at all the negative things, actually pick up on some positive things, okay? Because they will be there, believe me. You know, whether it's your eyes or the shape of your mouth or the way your skin glistens, there will be something. We all have positives and negatives when it comes to looks. That's all part of being human. But the other thing about being human is we tend to look at only the negatives and not see the positives. So this beautiful card is about connecting with your sexuality, and that is really important, being comfortable in yourself, linking in with the sacral chakra, and you know, just feeling comfortable in your own skin. Okay, so that's midweek. So we're going to go towards the end of the week and see what's coming up there. And the end of the week is Archangel Gabriel, so lots of new beginnings coming in. But the card itself is communication. So this card tells me that communication is going to start to improve in areas that maybe you had almost given up hope on. Follow your heart, okay? You've got the heart on this card. And I always say, you know, follow your heart and you won't go wrong. Listen to your heart and not your head so much, you know, because that can be governed by the ego. Listen to your heart and then you know, or you will know how to communicate. That's coming up towards the end of the week, so watch out for that communication coming in. And remember, communication can come in so many ways. It can even be brought to you by a third party telling you of something, or just letting you know something. So look out for that lovely communication coming in towards the end of the week. Okay. Alright, and the last card is the Dark Night of the Soul. Now, I don't want you to worry about this because, you know, all the cards have their place, and the Dark Night of the Soul is quite often when we are going through something. And, you know, not every reading could be this happy, positive, I'm in a happy, wonderful place, because we all know that life isn't like that. And, you know, I know at least half a dozen of you are going through some pretty tough things right now, so I'm quite happy that I'm not sitting here doing happy clappy all the time. And the Dark Night of the Soul is just showing really that this is where you're at, but you know, a night ends, and after the night comes the day and comes new beginnings. So I'm not worried about that, and neither should you be. You know, it's just a natural progression. And I think if you are going through a little bit of a tough time right now, you'll know who you are. And you know that no matter how much I say be positive, it can be quite hard, can't it? So that's what that card is, just acknowledging it. So if we go all the way back to the beginning, now we know what we've got. We've got Archangel Jeremiah, so this is awakening, so it's a time of looking back over a situation, seeing how maybe you've dealt with a situation, your self-worth. Have you let your self-worth get chipped away, self-esteem, you know? You know, it's a time of actually thinking about that and thinking about how you can improve your self-worth. As you get to midweek, it's about surrender. It's about realising that you have to go with that flow. And sexuality is about being comfortable with yourself and saying, okay, you know, this is who I am, I'm happy with it. And, you know, when we get to that stage, then you'll find lots of things flowing in. And as you've got the card of communication, quite possibly it will be communication that flows in and actually helps you. Because sometimes when we're going through a dark night of the soul, what happens is, you know, the angels send someone into our life to actually help us. That someone can be an earth angel, it could be a professional that you know, it could be a friend, it could come from a complete stranger, you know. But when these earth angels come in, they come in with the communication to help you to get through the dark night of the soul. So a positive card, even though it may sound negative. Okay, when we put it all together, it all starts to make sense. So that's this week's reading. I hope you've enjoyed it. I look forward to doing another reading this time next week. Until then, love and light to you all. Okay, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go straight into doing this. I've got a sneeze coming on. Sorry about that. Oh dear. Oh, it could have been worse. I could have had my headphones on and sneezing at you. Okay, so I'm going to shake these. These are all the names. From now on, if you like the Moonstone video and you like it or you comment on it, anything that puts your name on that thread, your name goes in this bag. So, I'm going to get the name out. Oops, that's it. I've got one and everything's stuck to it, but there we are. I'll put these cards away. And I'm going to use these cards, which are the Doreen Virtue Archangel cards, because I always find they're better if you're doing a one card reading. Okay, it's just the way I work. So the smaller the reading, the more I will use these instead of using my Tony command. Okay, haven't got a clue who that person is yet, so let's have a look. Linda Goodwin. Okay. Congratulations. And let's see what this card is for you. Ah, you have spread your wings. Archangel Ariel. Archangel Ariel is the angel who brings courage and confidence to us. I always say she's ultimate girl power, and you know, she is rather a favourite of mine, as people who know me will be able to tell you, Linda. As the Lioness of Heaven, she brings the gifts of courage and confidence, and sometimes that's all we need to be able to actually move forward and to spread our wings. Now, the card itself is saying, do not hold back right now. The timing is perfect and you are ready to soar. So this tells me that there's a situation around you that's been kind of holding you down, and you can see where you want to go, you know where you want to move forward to. But there's a part of you that thinks that maybe you're not good enough, or maybe if you tried to do this, things would go wrong. And you know, and it's almost like you're holding yourself back. Now, it might be that you can't just take off straight away and soar heavenwards sort of thing. It may be that you have to do it in little steps, okay? But whatever way you decide to do it, whatever way feels best to you, Linda, this is a time of moving forward, okay? And as I'm looking at this card, I want to say that by the time we get to the autumn months, where you want to be, you will have arrived at. Okay, so also, as I'm looking at this card, I feel that there's a lot of responsibility around you that you feel is holding you back and is almost being used as an excuse, okay? And what I feel that you need to do is realise that you can still be true to your responsibilities whilst being true to yourself. Okay, and the more courage you have, the more confidence you have in yourself, the more courage you will feel, and the more those around you will be inspired by you, and will see that, you know, that you are somebody who is capable of achieving whatever you set your mind to. So the Lioness of Heaven is definitely coming in around you. As I said, I feel it'll be in small progressive steps rather than a giant leap. But I feel you're already starting to see a kind of parting in the clouds, and things will start to move forward for you. Okay, I hope that helps. Thank you for liking the thread, and we'll do another one this time next week. Okay, everyone. Thanks, and congratulations again, Linda. Bye.